What's up, everybody? This is ODC, that's me, and I'm back with another action figure review. This is my review of the DC Unlimited Injustice Batman. I have to say I'm not happy with this figure. I don't want to shred this figure, but I feel like it needs to be. There's a lot of, like, just, I don't know, sloppy and a little bit of laziness put it into this figure. He doesn't have the greatest look, and I wasn't really that excited about getting this figure, but I got him anyway, and I wanted to give it a chance at least. Yeah, he is not your regular DC Universe Classics or DC New Unlimited, the DC Unlimited, excuse me, Articulation. He is kind of his own breed. I have to say I'm not a big fan of this figure, to be honest with you. I don't know, there's like a lack of detail in this guy. I know it looks like there's a ton of detail put into him, but at least in the face and the mouth, he looks, I don't know, he just looks kind of boring. I don't know. Is it just, maybe it's just me, or maybe I'm just being too picky, but that mouth, it's like you can almost hardly even see it. He has no lips. It just looks a little off to me. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just nitpicking, but it just looks a little weird. I actually like there's some pieces I like to him, but there's some weird articulation in this in this guy. I don't know what's going on with that, but he's kind of a pain in the rear end to stand too. He doesn't, I don't know. It's the feet are, he just doesn't want to stand right. I kind of got him in a pose, and I kind of had to leave him in there. There we go. And you kind of have to have the cape help him stand. He doesn't really stand on his own. But as far as height goes, oh boy, I'll bring in what I've been using lately, because he's right behind me. This Batman and this Batman doesn't have the best articulation either. He's got bow-legged and but this is the 2-pack Arkham City Batman that came with Two-Face. And let me just stand this guy up. Oh, he's falling over. Definitely some weird points of articulation on this guy. So he stands a touch shorter than the Arkham Batman, and he's actually a really tall Batman, to be honest with you. He's not your basic DC Universe Classics. He's actually a totally different body mold, so he's actually pretty tall. Let me grab another figure to show you. Sorry about that. Here is the New 52 Shiny Batman. So, I mean, he's in scale. He's a little bit shorter, and this Batman's actually short enough as it is. He's a little bit shorter, so he's kind of in scale and kind of not in scale with the rest of the DC Universe Classics, or I keep saying that, DC Unlimited, whatever you'd like to call it. But yeah, he's a little bit shorter. If you want to count the tall ears, he's a little bit taller than this Batman here. But other than that, around the same size, so kind of similar there. Let me get him out of there. But yeah, his articulation is very odd to me. It feels almost like a Green Lantern Movie Masters articulation. Not the entire body. I don't want to confuse anybody. Not the entire body feels like it. Maybe just the arms. I don't know. It just doesn't. This does not feel like a real DC Unlimited figure. It just feels like something else. I don't know. But yeah, let me just get to articulation because I've been blabbing for 5 minutes. His head does move on a swivel here. He actually has decent head. His head does go down very well. I believe it's on a... I don't think it's on a ball peg. I think it's got a hinge there. So this actually does have a hinge on it. So this is one of the first to have a hinge in his neck. But it doesn't really go up, back at all. It just kind of sits. So it goes down more than up, which is kind of pointless. As you can see, it has the bent ears syndrome, so I'm going to have to use hot water and be very careful because when I got this guy, I actually put hot water on him, and I just kind of put a pen in between here just to keep the ears from, see, just like that, to keep the ears straight. And this actually started getting white creases around the ears, so be careful with that, just to give you a heads up. But the arm goes up that far, and that's kind of weak. I don't know. Arm should go up a little bit farther. He's really tight in his shoulders here, and I don't want to push it too far because everybody knows my history with shoulder joints. They just like to fall apart. So that's about it. He can, if you want to, he can do a full 360, but he's kind of tight, and I don't know. Yeah, another big downer. He doesn't have a bicep swivel, so what the hell that's about, I don't know. He does have a bend at the elbow, and he's got that Movie Masters situation going on with the swivel at the forearm, which, I mean, isn't that bad, but, you know, I mean, it makes sense. You can, you know, twist your forearm, but he also has a wrist rotation, which doesn't make sense. So I would have rather had gotten rid of the wrist rotation and given me a bicep swivel. That would have made more sense to me. But he does have a wrist hinge, which is pretty cool. And yeah, no ab crunch either. So he just has this horrible diaphragm joint. I don't like diaphragm joints unless they're very mobile, or not mobile, very maneuverable. And this is not maneuverable at all. It doesn't go back or forward at all. It just goes side to side, which is, I don't know, kind of pointless to me. He does have T-jointed hips, which is a plus. And they go forward about that far. Sorry, I gotta back up a little bit. Whee! There we go. Forward. Doesn't really go back at all. It's hindered because of this big plate piece of armor here. So, gotta have butt armor apparently. Oh, we'll get shot in the buttocks. So, yeah, that's happening. He has this really weird thigh articulation here, where it actually goes all the way around, but this swivels separately, the boot. So like sometimes he gets stuck. He can't bend his knee because it's like hyperextended or broken for that matter. So you really have to get these lines up. So you got to line those up to get that. And it doesn't bend well at the knee either. It's really got this Movie Masters Green Lantern articulation going. It's awful. Don't like it. Ugh. But he has boot articulation too, or ankle articulation. It just goes up and down. There is no pivot, and that's about it for articulation. So he doesn't have the best articulation. He's got some bright spots. I'd say he almost had a bright spot in the neck joint, having a hinge, but it only goes down and not up. So, I don't know. I think they just kind of dropped the ball on this figure, to be honest with you. Especially with the video game coming out and the series. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I just kind of lackluster. I would not spend $18 on this figure. Yeah. I wouldn't do it. So don't do it. Don't make a mistake. Okay? I got this guy for cheap, and I didn't buy him mid on card. I actually had a pre-order from Big Bag Toy Store, and I actually canceled it once I got this guy today. I got this guy for cheap. I got him for $12. He's a $12 figure. I'm kind of mad that I even spent $12. I think he's about a $10 figure with shipping. So don't spend a lot of money on this guy unless you really, really, really want him. I mean, I guess if you really want him, go ahead, by all means, go get him. But I don't know. I wouldn't spend a lot of money on this guy, to be honest with you. So I've repeated myself enough, I think. I don't know. I just don't see it. I mean, even with the, I don't know. He just definitely has a cool look to him. A different look for Batman, but yeah, drop the ball with Articulation. And he just kind of feels cheap. I don't know. I'll stop rambling. Enough has been said about this guy. So, yeah, don't spend a lot of money on him, but if you want him, then get him. But that's pretty much all I have to say about the DC Unlimited Injustice Batman here. I'll make one last comment. Hopefully they've, you know, maybe we'll get a different style Superman and a Joker, because those figures look great. I mean, I like the way the look of this figure is. Just the articulation's just bad. But yeah, rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the flip side. Thanks for watching.